Hello, my name is Adrian. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk about being autistic and always feeling like you're doing something wrong. So, I don't know about you, but it seems to be a thing that a lot of autistic people can relate to the feeling of always feeling like you're doing something wrong. I think especially if you're high masking, because then the need to do everything right is stronger because you're wanting to mask, you're wanting to present like as normal as possible. And so I feel like that only adds to it because maybe a lot of autistic people feel that way anyway, that they're always doing something wrong. I mean, because I don't know. I can only speak from my own experience, right? But I know the way the world is and how people respond to you a lot of the time. And so if you're someone who pays attention to that and the way that other people are reacting to you, then it can sometimes feel like, oh, I can't do anything right. And then, like, of course, if you've got like childhood trauma, that I mean, everybody has trauma. That's the thing is like when people talk about trauma and act as if there's like people who don't really have it. And then, okay, and I'm very suspicious of people who say they haven't experienced trauma. They're like, I'm not. I mean, like, and maybe you've done a lot of healing and maybe you don't really feel that way now. And I get that, but like, everybody's gone through things in their life, even if it's not something that is objectively horrible. That's the thing with trauma too, because people act like it has to be only extreme things that happen to people, and only that can be classified as being trauma. But trauma is distress without resolve. So, depending on the person, that can be a lot of different things. Anything that is causing you distress and that you don't get resolved is trauma to you. And then also, if we think about how autistic people are more likely to experience more things as traumatic, there's been research on that. You can look into that if you want to. I can't tell you anything specific right now. I don't remember things like that. That's just, I learn a lot of things. I read a lot of things, like watch a lot of educational videos and things, and but all the I I don't necessarily store all the facts, like all the like every detail. It just kind of which is frustrating to me because it makes me because I'm like, I do have a lot of knowledge in here somewhere, but sometimes communicating that back is difficult. But anyway, yeah, feeling like you're doing everything wrong. And yeah, trauma, like I was trying to say, is trauma could just like make that worse if growing up you had people in your life who were very critical of you. Like I had a parent who was very critical from, you know, my perspective, my understanding. It was just a lot of like, not so much acknowledgement of things that I did well, but only ever telling me the things that I didn't do right or that I needed to do better. And so I know that certainly had a big impact on me and like the way that I am really afraid to do anything. But it's not even just that, like within my family of feeling that way, but it's also, every social situation that I didn't feel like went very well. And I'm like, oh, I did something wrong or I said something wrong. It's every time that I tried to be friends with somebody and it didn't work. It's every friendship ending that I've had and just every experience. just like so many different things that I've felt like, oh, I'm not doing this right. And it has made me afraid to do a lot of things, at least in front of other people. I don't like being seen doing things because I'm always afraid that somebody's going to tell me that I'm not doing it right. And I understand that sometimes, even the smallest things, though, it's like, it's every time I notice that somebody had a reaction that didn't feel right to me, that I'm like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. So I need to never do that because this person reacted weird to this. And it's just like the smallest things where, like, someone might just point out the way that I'm doing something because they think it's unusual. And then I'm like, oh, I'm doing something wrong because this is abnormal, and people are noticing, people are picking up that I do things differently than other people, and I don't like that feeling. But like, this is such a deep thing for me that it's like, I I restrict myself in so many ways because I'm afraid of doing something wrong. I'm afraid of saying something wrong, and it's just not fun. It's just not fun because it's like, I don't even like to play like certain games with people, like when people want to play like certain card games or board games, or like the kinds of games where like you have to make stuff up on the spot. Terrified of those because I'm afraid of doing something wrong, and I'm afraid of being judged and laughed at. I'm afraid of trying new things in front of people. I would rather try something on my own and see if I'm able to do something well before I ever allow myself to do it in front of another person. And like, not that I can always do that, because sometimes it's like, if you're in a social situation and like everybody's doing something, then suddenly it's very weird if you don't join in on something that seems like, just, that everybody thinks is like, oh, this is like a fun activity, like this is fun, this is nice. And it's like weird if you don't participate. And so in those instances, I have felt like I had to, but I've always been extremely uncomfortable because I'm afraid of doing something wrong. And it's just like, any questions, like anytime someone has been like, why did you do this that way, I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing something wrong, doing something wrong, right? Okay. So yeah, I don't know, it's just like this thing of, autistic people obviously think differently than non-autistic people, because this is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects the way that our brain works and how we think and how we experience the world and things like that. So of course, we tend to do things differently than other people. We tend to think differently than other people, make different connections than other people do. And people notice that, like non-autistic people notice that, and because that's not how they think, they will sometimes see that negatively, and that's the kind of message that you get throughout your life of like, I do things differently, I think differently than other people, and other people don't like that. And it's often seen as a negative thing. And then so you can become very like self-conscious about everything, and just when you're when people are pointing out a lot that you do something differently, that it's weird, like, and are questioning you, or like if people are constantly telling you that you did something wrong, like, of course you're just going to feel like, oh, I do everything wrong, I just feel like I'm always doing something wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have much to say, like much else. I don't know if I have much else to say about this. Hopefully, I made sense. Okay, the phone fell. The phone fell. Anyway, I think that's about it because I think I've just been repeating myself, and I hope that this is a good enough video to post because I'm not really sure at this moment. I guess I'll see when I edit this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you could relate to this and how so. And feel free to subscribe to my channel. I would love that. And if anybody would like to help me out financially right now, I could really use some help. And so I'm going to put some links in my description. And if you can help me out in that way, I would really greatly appreciate that. And if you can't, that's okay. No pressure. Just putting it out there. If like anybody is so blessed watching this that they are able to help me out in that way and would like to do that, then I will gladly accept. And I will be very much appreciative. And also, like, if you could just subscribe to my channel, that would be really cool because I would also like to be able to monetize this platform. And there's a level of monetizing this platform that I can get into if I get more watch time. Right now I can unlock those supers, like the thanks on the videos and the super chats and those things, because I do have over 500 subscribers, but I don't have enough watch hours. So that's why I'm going to be doing my best to be putting out more videos to hopefully get that watch time up, and hopefully I keep getting more subscribers. And then when I reach 1,000 subscribers, then I can monetize with ads and whatever else comes with that. And as long as I have more watch time also. But anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos. It means a lot because I always kind of wondered, like, oh, would anyone really actually want to listen to me? I don't know. But I'll keep sharing, and hopefully more people that resonate with me and the things that I have to say will come to the channel. And I can have more community, more friends in the comments. Thank you so much. Have a good day.